Hi there, I am Pingat Sai and I hope you guys are doing well. Today is lecture 4 of module 1 of our machine learning course for GATE. Today's topic is clustering and dimension reduction. In the last video, we saw the types of supervised learning, and in this video, we will see the types of unsupervised learning. So starting with a very simple question, why unsupervised learning? So in supervised learning, what we used to have this input features and then the labels for those features. But in real world reality, there can be condition where features only are available. Okay, we have this age, income, but we have no labels. We have no correct answer or something. The question is, can we still learn something from the given data? And the answer is yes. That is when the unsupervised learning comes into the picture. So now, what is unsupervised learning? So the formal definition says unsupervised learning is a machine learning paradigm in which the training data contains no label. Okay, and the algorithm attempts to discover hidden patterns or structures within the data. So the key idea is here we are not predicting an answer. What we do, we provide the features with the data set, and then the learning algorithm try to find patterns, the structure or similarity between the data set. So we are discovering structure. Okay, now moving ahead to the task in unsupervised learning, there are two tasks which is in our syllabus in case of unsupervised learning. One is clustering and another one is dimension reduction. So in clustering, the goal is to discover groups, clusters within the unlabeled data set. Whereas in dimension reduction, we try to simplify data by reducing features while preserving information. So in clustering, we try to find hidden groups. We will have this kind of data set, and then we try to find hidden groups. Okay, whereas in dimension reduction, what we do, we will have many features. We will have many features, and this into we try to reduce this into a set of many features. Okay, let's say a less number of features. So basically, we are trying to simplify complex data. Okay, in case of dimension reduction. Now moving ahead with what is clustering. So clustering is the task of grouping similar data points together. The points within a cluster are more similar to each other than to the point in other clusters. So basically the key idea is the algorithm discovers structure. We'll try to visualize this through an animation. Okay, so basically there is no labels in case of unsupervised learning and the algorithm try to find groups automatically. Okay, let's start with the animation here. So what is clustering? In clustering, we will get these kind of data points without any labels, and we need to find hidden groups in between. So the model will try to find similarity between data point and then it will assign them to some clusters. Like here it defined 3 clusters, the red one, the green one and the blue one. And then it will tends to find these cluster centers here. And then if a new point is assigned, what it will do, it will find the distance between the cluster center and that point, and that cluster will be given to the cluster with the closest cluster center to that point. So basically clustering is nothing but grouping similar data points without any label. Okay. Now talking about the real world intuition of customer segmentation. So in clustering, we can have this data set where we have been given age of a customer and the annual spending of the customer, and there is no label here. Okay, now what the model will do, it will try to find these similar data points and it will bind them together. Like here, these two instances have similar age and similar annual spending, so it will form one cluster of these two. And similarly for these two instances, the age is similar and the annual spending is again close, so it will form these two clusters, cluster 1 and cluster 2. And this is what the model will do in case of clustering. And this algorithm can discover students, professionals and premium customers. And the application of clustering is customer segmentation that we just saw. We can classify this as maybe these are students or these are premium customers. Okay, these are premium customers, these are students. And then we can use clustering in market analysis, document grouping, image segmentation. So these are the applications of clustering. Okay, now moving ahead to what is dimension reduction. So in real world, we will get data set with a lot of features, a lot number of features. It can go up to 1000 features or something. Okay, and we need to reduce it. Like here, suppose each student, there's some student data related problem. Then each student have age, height, weight, income, CGPA, attendance, sleep hours, screen time. and many such features. Are hundreds such features. So the question is, do we really need all 100 features? And the answer obviously is no. We can still reduce the feature and still preserve the information. Okay, and that is where dimension reduction works. Okay, this is the field of dimension reduction. Dimension reduction is the process of reducing the number of features while preserving as much useful information as possible. Okay, so the goal is less computation, less storage, and easier visualization. So in dimension reduction, if we reduce feature, let's say we earlier we used to have 100 features, now we reduce it to only 5 features, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. Now the model needs to do less computation, obviously, because there is less data points. Dimension is reduced now. Now to store this data points, we need less storage, obviously, and it is easier to visualize this too. Okay, so this is where dimensional reduction is helpful. It makes things easier for the model, and the concept visualization is we will provide 100 features, then the dimension reduction algorithms will reduce it to some number of features while preserving as much useful information as possible. Okay, now before getting into the real world intuition, let's try to see an animation on dimension reduction. So what is dimensionality reduction? In real world, we make a data set with too many features, then we need to reduce that feature to a lesser number of features. Okay, so like here there are 12 features and we reduce this to 2 features. And the main thing is we need to preserve the important information. Okay, and then what we will do, we will train the model on basis of those features only. Okay, and this will help the model because it will take less computation and less storage. So this is what dimension reduction is: reduce features while preserving important information. Okay, so the real world intuition we have is of student performance. Let's say we are trying to predict the performance of a student, and we have some student data, and we have quiz marks, midterm marks, and final marks column in those data. Okay, we have this quiz marks, then midterm marks, and final marks. Now if you can think, these are highly correlated. Okay, if some student perform well in quiz, and he or she perform well in midterm too, then there is a high chance that he or she will perform good in finals too. Got it? So these features are highly correlated, and storing all of them makes no sense. Okay, basically storing even one single score summarizes most of the information effectively. So we can reduce these three features into one single features. We can either score the quiz marks or the midterm marks or the final marks. So this is the real world intuition for dimension reduction. This is how we use dimension reduction. Now talking about the summary of this lecture: unsupervised learning uses unlabeled data. Clustering discover groups in data, whereas dimension reduction simplifies the data. Dimension reduction simplifies the data, which is helpful for model in computation. It takes less storage, and then it is easier for visualization. And these topics, clustering and PC, are important topics in GDA. We will get into mathematical depth of this in upcoming lectures. So this was it for today. Thank you for watching. I will see you again in another lecture. Until then, happy learning with us.